Hi AP, welcome back to Object-Oriented Programming. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. So we are going to imagine that we are working for a university community health center, and somewhere in here I have already made a class for you. It's been created to track patient information. You don't need to see it, you don't need to worry about it. But it's already been made, and we are doing a trial run with 5 patients. So I have 5 different variables, and each one has been initiated as a new object from this patient class. Every single object from this class has the following properties. So that means, like, in their constructor function, they have a name, they have an age, weight, height, blood type, school, vaccines, the doctor they're assigned to, the concern they have, and then their next appointment. Everything is exactly as it is here. It's spelled the same way, it's cased the same way, and that's going to be important in just a minute because you are going to be exploring these objects to get information and to update some of the things that are in these objects. The 5 variables that have been made for patients, we're going to preserve their confidentiality. So rather than their names, I have already made a variable called patient 1, patient 2, patient 3, patient 4, and patient 5. So y'all don't need to worry about those. You don't need to try and remake them. They already exist. Now, you're going to use all of this information, and specifically these variables that already exist that you do not need to make or do anything with, to code through the following challenges and also the code along that we are going to do together. So the first thing that I want us to do is go up to the top, go to File, Duplicate, so that you have a copy for yourself. And then you're going to meet me in this code along. And we see that the first thing that we need to do is get a patient's name and update the spelling. So there are a few ways we can do this. We could just print out all the patient's information at once, but I want us to understand that we can and get in the habit of calling specific parts of our object based on the patient we're talking about. So this is one of our activities that's going to run entirely in the console. We're not really going to worry about the canvas. That's why I've made this like nice and big so it's easy for us to see. We're going to start by just printing their name. So I'm going to type in console.log because I want to print to the console, and I want to work on getting patient 1's name. So I'm going to type in patient 1, and rather than just leaving it as patient 1, I'm going to type .name. And after .name, I don't need any parentheses or anything else because this .name is a really specific variable that's attached to patient 1. If you guys remember from writing your constructor functions, you wrote like this .name equals and then something. Patient 1 is being filled in for the this. So it is now saying, what is patient 1's name? What is it supposed to be? And when I hit play, you'll see that rather than getting a whole object printout, I understand that the patient's name is just Melanie. So I am interested in Melanie because I have, which you guys don't have, I have confidential information about the Morgan Clinic that Melanie should actually be spelled Melanie. Oops, like this, with a Y. It should not be IE, it should be a Y. So I want to update her patient chart, and that's the next thing that we're going to learn how to do together in this program. So if I wanted to change the spelling of her name, I would do this the same way you guys update values of variables, which is something that you've been doing all year and that some of you were doing over the summer or last year as well. So I'm going to drop down a line. I love that there are sirens right as I'm trying to do this. Hold on. Okay, let's keep going and update Melanie's name. So on the next line, I am going to call patient1.name just like it's a variable. So the same way I could say like name equals and something new, I can say patient1.name should now equal Melanie. And this is going to take the old value and it's going to overwrite it with the correct spelling. And we can do another console.log to check to make sure that that printed correctly. So now when I run it, I see that her name on line 28 was Melanie IE. Then I changed her name to Melanie with a Y. And then when I console logged her name again, the exact same line that was on line 28, now it is correctly saved as Melanie with a Y, which is how I want it to look for the most of this program. This is really super important because there are probably going to be lots of things y'all will want to change about an object, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that as we move forward. But today, you are just practicing calling specific attributes of these objects using the variable dot attribute structure, and then sometimes updating those attributes. So go through all of these challenges, see what you can do. It's going to be a lot of console.logging, and there's also a stretch challenge at the end if you should want to push yourself a little further. I will talk to you guys later. Please come to office hours if you have any questions, and this is something that we'll be reviewing in live sessions as well. Bye, guys.